Hello everyone and welcome to my balcony garden. Today I'm going to share with you 4 easy tips that I use to maximize my growing space. I have a 3.5 meter by 2 meter balcony garden in the city where I grow plants for food and pleasure. The tips in this video are more to do with maximizing space, but if you're interested in how to grow as much produce as possible in a small growing space, I do have a video on that. I will link it above. Let's get started. So the first tip is to stay organized by creating activity zones. So in any small living space or growing space, organization is key. So I use activity zones when it comes to arranging the balcony. Of course, because I'm growing plants, the zones are arranged depending on the balcony's aspect, or basically where the sun's position is throughout the day. So on the left, I have my storage area. This is where I put my tools, the soil, pots. This place is shady and cool all day. It doesn't receive any sun, so I'm not wasting any light. And I can store my things in there without them overheating. Under the window, this is the relaxing and entertaining area. I have the table and chairs. From 2 p.m, this area receives full sun, and I get really gorgeous views of the sunset from here. In the large planter, I have plants that require full sun, like basil, tomatoes and peppers. This area is bathed in sun from about 1 p.m. until late into the evening in summer. And there's no shade for it at all, so I need the plants to really be able to tolerate the sun, which they do, and they love it. On the right hand side of the balcony, I also have full sun plants. This area does receive full sun from around, again, 2 p.m. onwards. But lower down on the shelves, I place cool season plants, so things like lettuce and herbs. This area becomes shadier throughout the day and it is noticeably cooler than above, even though it's the same part of the balcony. So knowing my balcony really well and having these zones helps me to keep everything neat. It reduces the clutter and also helps me to find the right place for the right plant. So the second tip is to invest in hanging baskets. Now I know this seems really simple and obvious, but these humble hanging baskets have changed how I garden for the better. I cannot tell you how much more food, herbs, produce I am now able to make on the balcony because of the hanging baskets. I have them in all shapes and sizes. I hang them off every edge possible. This allows me to grow, again, as I said, twice as much, but also importantly, it allows the floor to remain free. So you can either put other pots there or you can just have that space free to simply walk around in. So invest in those hanging baskets. Make sure that they do have drainage holes. If not, pop some stones at the bottom just to improve the drainage. The third tip is to garden vertically. So when you can't grow outwards, try growing upwards. I maximize every inch of my growing space by growing vertically and also by creating different levels for the plants in the pots. I built this plant stand a few years ago. I saw it on Pinterest. I'll try and link it down below if I can find it. Because it's tiered, it allows every plant to receive light and it doesn't stick out too far, so it fits perfectly in this little nook here. I create different levels with chairs. So I made this small bench with just 2 stumps of wood and popped a piece of wood over it. This is perfect for the plants that prefer shade. I also use trellises for broad beans and cucumbers that climb. You can also hang hanging baskets off them, and teepees for the peas so they can grow vertically too. And the last tip is to invest in things that fold. So I love chilling on the balcony, as you can imagine. And I have this small table and chairs, which I mentioned before. They're from IKEA and they're perfect for this balcony size. The great thing about them though is that they fold. So when I don't want them anymore, I just fold them away and then I've got all this space. I also have a folding tie mattress, which I can just whip out when the weather is good. I use it either as a seat or as a kind of mattress, just to lie down on or just to relax by the plants. And when I'm done, I just fold it away. So those were my 4 tips for maximizing your growing space. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you'd like to support the channel, subscribe. If you have any other tips for maximizing growing space, please comment down below. I would love to hear them. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and I send you all my good wishes, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.